What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. All right, y'all. Let's get into this video. But before we jump or dive straight into the royal ass whipping that the Knicks gave the Kings, we're going to talk about the popularity of the New York Knicks and how much it have grown in these last 4 years. Julius Randle is gone, and we can thank him for part of that. Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, respectability feels very good being a New York Knicks fan now. When we check out merchandise, Knicks at what, 3, right after the Lakers and Boston. The Lakers is always going to be one of them teams that dominate in merchandise. They are NBA royalty. The Knicks are royalty, but the Knicks is more like a Duke or maybe a Lord. But now we looking like we moving up into that Prince, maybe the King's hand. You know what I'm saying? But it feels good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not around some of my friends. They still question my team greatness. And you heard what I said, greatness. We step over there, top selling jerseys. Brunson, number 4. Top is Steph Curry. I'm gonna be real. I'm still surprised that Steph is so popular amongst fans. LeBron James, yes, I'm still surprised that his jersey is one of the top selling, and I am a LeBron James fan. Then Jason Tatum, Boston are just as loyal fans as the New York Knicks, so they really support their team. So it's no surprise that he's up in the top 10, but I am surprised that he's the number 3, third selling jersey. But by any way you want to look at it, the New York Knicks are getting the respect that they deserve. Even if your friends don't believe so or your family members don't believe so, right there shows you that the country, Knicks fans, are starting to give the Knicks the recognition that they deserve, you know what I'm saying, as a contending team. And this team is a contending. I know y'all heard me talk about the minutes and everything, but that's just it. Tonight, Tibbs played a perfect game. I mean, designed, ran, whatever you want to call it, a perfect game. And this, I would like to see him manage the minutes the way he managed the minutes tonight. The bench got like 20 points. Some players play over 10 minutes. We'll get to the bench in a minute, in a minute. But yeah, tonight was a great game, great victory. That first quarter, the Knicks shot. We look at some of my notes. In that first quarter, the Knicks shot 51%, going 15 for 29. And all the Knicks actually shot what? 100, attempted 105 shots. I don't know when the last time the Knicks attempted 105 field goals in the game. They made 52 of them shots, shooting 49% for the game. Went 17 for 36 from downtown, 22 for 23 from the free throw line, 40 assists. Brunson had 11 assists. Josh Hart had 11 assists. We're going to talk about Josh Hart in a minute. He could be that third all-star. We got 2 all-stars going into the game. It haven't happened in a long time. We'll talk about that as well. But knocking off the Kings with this schedule. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that these are home games because it would be a difficult task because these teams are up in these. All right, the next 4 teams are like 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know what I'm saying? We're not playing them in that order, but 1, 2, 3, or 4. So the Knicks gonna have the. This is gonna be a real test for the Knicks, and this is why I said that I am ecstatic the way Tibbs handled the minutes against the Kings. I think if he continue, we can be successful. We can take this. I ain't gonna say it's not a road trip, but it's like almost like a West Coast trip because every team that we play, the next 4 games, they're on West Coast teams. We just knocked off the Kings. That was the first one. Then we got the Grizzlies. Like as I said, all these teams is up there. You look at where they at in standings. Next game we got is the Grizzlies. They 3rd. Then after that we got the Nuggets. They're 4th. Then we got the Lakers. They're 5th. Then we bounced all the way up to the Rockets, and they're second in the league. And the last time we played the Rockets, they spanked the Knicks. So let's be real. They put it to us. You know what I'm saying? They're a young, athletic team looking to make a name for themselves. And you look at where they're not, like, it's surprising where they at. They definitely will be in the playoffs. Um, it's gonna be surprising because a lot of people got OKC going to the finals on the West, and the way that the Rockets is playing, you never know, man. Because Grizzlies a dangerous team. Nuggets, Lakers. A lot of people put their money on the Lakers. LeBron James, playoff time, time to buckle down. But Father Time catches up. I don't care what nobody say. LeBron kind of started the season off slow as he been doing the last couple of years. If y'all been noticing it, and then in the playoffs, just try to let it go. If the season was to start right now, they'd be the fifth seed. Last couple of years, they was in the play-in. If I'm correct, hit me in the comments. And while you're hitting down in the comments, don't forget to subscribe. If you have not subscribed already, do a brother a favor and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, like I said, these next four games against top teams. We got Monday, we got the Grizzlies, then we got the Grizzlies. Then we got Denver, Lakers. And what I like about this, I'm not gonna lie you. What I really like about this being home games and West Coast trips, because usually when it's West Coast trip, you gotta the game will come on no later than 9:30, 9 o'clock. You gotta stay up late to watch them late games. Now we get to watch them games 7:30, 7:30, 8:30 p.m. and another 7:30 p.m. Then after these tough games, we bounce back to Toronto, give the Knicks a little breather. Then we get another 3 days rest before we meet Boston. And that's what I like. We get 3 days rest before we meet Boston. And I got a feeling we're going to be baking some beans in Bean Town. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be baking some damn beans. Is that a home game? Either way, we're going to be baking some Boston beans. You know what I'm saying? We definitely going to be baking some beans. Like I said, these next four games is up against some top teams in the West. A lot of people didn't have the Lakers playing the way they playing right now, but even though they're 24 wins, I wonder where they would be at right now if they was in the East. Because if you look at the East, the Thunder and Cleveland, they tied with like 36 games, 36. I think Cleveland just lost their third game in a row. But when you drop back from Thunder, there's not another team that's in the 30 win column. When you look at the East, well, I'm trying to say the East look like they're better. They better than the West. The teams is like, I'm just gonna take away the Thunder, and you take away from the Thunder. Rockets look good, but when you look at the record, I'm just trying to say, I know the Rockets came over here and slapped up some East Coast teams, but the East look like they're more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? If the Thunder or Rockets don't make it into the finals, and the East Coast team make it, they gotta be the favorite. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up in the comments. Tell me what y'all think about that. All right, now let's move right along because this is not gonna be a long video. We're gonna talk about them two All-Stars. The first time Knicks having two All-Stars in a game since 1975. Well, maybe let me rephrase that because Brunson and Randall did make it, but it's the first time they had two starters in the game since 1975. Uh, Two players combining for 51 points per game, fourth highest in the league. Brunson, New York Knicks first guard to be named an All-Star starter since Walt Frazier. Coincidence, in 1970, what is it, 1976. Yeah, this is a great achievement for the New York Knicks. Like I said in the past videos, Jalen Brunson's guard sent Carl Towns. This is going to go down as the worst trade in history, but not on the New York and on the Minnesota Timberwolves. They they fleeced the Jazz, right? Some would say the Jazz fleeced them, got all them picks. I mean, you know, and they turned around and did the same thing with the New York Knicks, vice versa. Gave us Carl Anthony Towns, who might be turned into one of the greatest centers that ever played for the New York Knicks, depending on how long he's spending his time, his rest of his career here. I think it's going to be for some years to come, at least 5 years before we say goodbye, Towns. No injuries, hopefully. But Yeah, we got two all-star starters, and that gets me to thinking about what if the Knicks get a third starter in there. Now, before we talk about that third all-star making it, you have to think about who could it be? Could it be Josh Hart? Josh Hart had a spectacular game, 20 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists, another triple double. I think this is six or eight. Hit me in the comments, correct me, let me know. But I know if well, I think it's a six because I think Clyde had eight triple doubles in his career, and he was talking about Josh Hart should surpass him. Josh Hart, if you look at his numbers, some would say his numbers say he's an all-star, you know what I'm saying? But when I mean all-star, he's that all-around glue guy. If he was to be an all-star, we know he'd be coming off the bench, but the Knicks haven't had three all-star. I don't know if the Knicks ever had three players in the all-star game at once. Hit me in the comments again. Like I say all the time, I love responding, I love interacting, and I should have looked that up, honestly, before I started this video. But nonetheless, the Knicks had a great game from these starters. The starters scored 123 points. The bench players put in 20 extra points. The Knicks knocked Kings off 143 to 123 to 120. Excuse me. Another great game. You know what I'm saying against I'm not going to say a top team, but a team that was struggling till they made that coaching switch. Brung in Doug Christie. They went in 10. They went 10-3. Now they are 10-4 since they met the New York Knicks. But yeah, they kind of a mirror match. You know what I'm saying? Their bench is both ranked low in the NBA. Their bench is 28th. Knicks is 30th. If you look at the stats, minutes is 30-29. Starters is first. Their starters is third. And they both basically played, the same type of style, not defense, but when it comes to minutes, a lot of people think that these two teams are really overusing their players. But let's talk about Bridges, because when season started, a lot of people was really down on Bridges. I wasn't worried because I was saying to myself that Bridges really wasn't a star. And I'm not saying star, I mean a guy that carried the team. I know we seen what he did in Brooklyn, so that what got a lot of people hyped. But if you go out there and you give the guy a green light to go out there and shoot all night, he's going to look like he's a star. Because think about it. Think about the players that the Knicks had in the past, you know what I'm saying, that we gave the green light and we thought, let's say, Jim Nobley, we can go David Lee, we can go Channing Frye, you know what I'm saying? Players like that had the green light and they was putting up them type of numbers. Let's be real, but that don't mean they can carry a team. You know what I'm saying? And Bridges is not the guy that's going to carry a team, but he can be a strong contributor, whether it be offense or defense. And that's what I was looking at him at. A lot of y'all Knicks fans, y'all wanted to see points, points, points. I was like, as long as he can give me 15, 16 a point per game, then and we got Carl Anthony Towns and we got Brunson dropping 30, 40 every other night or something like that, we should be all right. Even with Anunoby, in my opinion, we brought him in for defense, and I thought it's not a big deal, you know what I'm saying, if he don't go out there and drop 40 points every night, because we brought him in to be that defensive stopper. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we like that he can score. He was known as a 3-and-D guy, but we brought him in to be a defensive stopper, not to go out there and get 33 points per game. And he dropped 33 points per game last night, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Anunoby, I tell you right now, like I said, continue to impress me. Even on them games when he's not scoring, he seemed to still do the other little things, get in the way of, opposing player, best players, team's best players, you know what I'm saying, putting the stop on, things like that. I'm gonna say it again. These two guys was not brought in to be scorers, but defensive stoppers. It's a bonus when we get 15, 16 points. It's good that they averaging somewhere around that. And long as you can because the Knicks got the best offense that this franchise have had in a long time. So as long as they can go out there, put up the points that's necessary, get the stops, help the Knicks be one of them dominant teams, then there should be no problem. Y'all should not be hating on the New York Knicks. The Knicks, as I said, early in the season, as I said many of videos, that this is a contending team. This could be a championship team. My only problem with this team has been with the minutes management. And tonight, Tibbs did a very good job with managing the minutes. Let's look at them stats real quick, and I'll tell you just how many minutes the bench players got. Achua got 17 minutes. McBride got 16 minutes. Shamit, 12 minutes. The only thing I didn't like tonight, that Shamit came out. He looked really good. He hit 3 threes. I thought he should have left him in a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Because when Monk came out, because Monk is a bench player, and if you looked at earlier in the video, you seen he start the game. This is what I always talk about: mix up matching. You know what I'm saying? Matchups. You know what I'm saying? Who cares if the guy's a starter? If it ain't your main starter, if you got to make a matchup switch up for defensive purposes, do it. You know what I'm saying? It's only going to benefit the team, in my opinion. So yeah, Payne played 10 minutes. He only had 3 points. Uh, Chua only had 4 points. McBride only had 4 points. Shamit 9 points. But they contribute for 20 points. That's 20 points. Toppin came in the game with 3 minutes. He played 3 minutes. Colette 2 minutes. Jericho Sims 2 minutes. Ryan 2 minutes. The Knicks was up like 20 something points with 4 or 5 minutes in the game. I really thought they should have came in then. Uh, if you look down there, Towns was the only player starter that didn't score on 20 points. He was in the game and they brought him out and he wanted that 20 points. He really wanted that 20 points. But this was a great game, a game that I think if he followed, the rule the way he played them against the Grizzlies, we should come out victorious. I think Ja Morant, he came back the other night, but he's not 100%. Um, it's gonna be an interesting game. Like I said, we are about to play teams that's all over 500, and so the Knicks is going to have to really step their game up against teams like the Grizzly and the Rockets. I mean, the Rockets really beat us bad, and I want I want revenge. You know what I'm saying? I really do want revenge. I think, once 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 the game start, Grizzlies game, I'm not gonna lie. That's the only, out of all the games, that's the game that worried me the most. I don't think we're gonna win that game. I think we're gonna lose that game, but I do think we're gonna beat the Rockets. I do think we're gonna beat the Lakers and the Nuggets. I do think we're gonna beat them, even though Westbrook been having a hell of a year. I do think the only team that I'm worried about is the Grizzlies, but I'm looking forward to that Boston game. Um, we should be, like I said, have that 3 game rest. So I really am looking forward to the Boston game. And what can I say? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to keep it out here much longer, but this was a real great game. A game that um if Tibbs followed the same game plan, we could beat the Grizzlies. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say like that. And if he followed this same game plan, minutes management, because he did bring the guys in kind of early to give Brunson some rest, and that's what I like. Minutes wise, Brunson only played 35 minutes, Anunoby 35, Bridges 34, Hart 39, Towns played 27 minutes. I mean, these are respectable minutes. And in my opinion, if you can keep giving these guys the minutes like this per game, they'll be coming into the playoff. I ain't gonna say no team coming in fresh, but it won't be as worn down. And at the same time, you be giving your bench player positive and constructive minutes that if anything, God forbid, go wrong in the playoff, they'll be ready. It won't be gotta step up, next man step up, and you just running around with your chicken like like a chicken with your head cut off. But like I said earlier, this was almost a perfect game. Um, the only thing about it, if they would have kept Malik Monk down, it could have been much more. I mean, they had the Kings. The Knicks was up 21 points. They went on a run in the first half. And when the Knicks came back out, the Knicks put this game away in the third end of the third quarter, like Bridges just got hot, and from there the Knicks took control of the game. But this was a real great victory. Um, the next four games gonna be tough. Even though I said I gave you my prediction that in these next four games the Knicks should go 3-1. In a perfect world, the Knicks will just win it out. We are home, have the home court advantage. But I know y'all gonna talk about the Rockets, but the only team that's worried me right now on the next four games is Memphis Grizzlies. I think we're gonna beat the Lakers. I think we're gonna dominate the Nuggets. I'm just gonna be real right there. And that that Rockets game, I think the Knicks gonna say to themselves, this is the game that we have to really, you know, win. You know what I'm saying? That if they want to prove anything to themselves, they got to beat the teams that dominated them. And Rockets and Boston are two of the teams that gave the Knicks one of their worst loss of the season. I really don't look at that Boston game. The reason why I think the Knicks can beat the Boston Celtics because that was game one, ring night. The Knicks was just getting used to their freshly assimilated team. Boston already been running with their squad for a couple of years. So that Boston game is a loss, but in my mind, it wasn't like they better than the Knicks. And then they came out, they went on a little run. Everybody started talking early in the season how Boston is going to run away with this. And I was like, come on, it's early in the season. Just like the Knicks had to find their way. They knew who they were as teams got together and started, filling out and finding who they were. They started showing that the Boston Celtics wasn't as invincible as everybody was saying they were. And then you seen that other team just come out of nowhere and take over the Eastern Conference, and that's the Cleveland Cavaliers. And now the Knicks is looking up a hill where they're third. And we thought Boston was going to be the team to beat. Now we like, once we pass Boston, we got to deal with Cleveland. And if you look at the history of the New York Knicks, we dominate them in the playoffs. Don't matter what happens in the regular season. Playoffs come, we dominate Cleveland. And Cleveland's one of them teams that they didn't really blow the Knicks out. You know what I'm saying? They beat us. We had them, and they came back. Garland got hot, but they didn't blow us out. So to me, that's not a game that I say we gotta win, but there's a game that I want us to win when we do meet them. But the Boston game and that Rockets game, I want to see, especially that Rocket game. I want to see excellence. I want to see Brunson come out in the first quarter, drop 12 points, and have 7 assists in the first quarter. Towns, maybe 10 points, 7 rebounds in that first quarter. Just set a tone against the Rockets. That's all you got to do. But the Rockets looking really good. They're a team that don't look that they are easily intimidated by any other team. So I don't know, man. That's going to be the interesting game. That's going to be the game that finished up that West Coast. I'm about to say trip, but the West Coast attack, because they're coming into the Garden. It's going to be a very interesting game. But the New York Knicks, in my opinion, is going to prevail. With the next four games that are left, I think we're going to go 3-1. The only team that I'm nervous is Ja Morant. I'm just being real. That's the only team that I'm nervous about. And I know the Rockets are the best team out of that group. You know what I'm saying? But I've got a feeling we're going to beat them. Tell me what y'all think. Hit me in the comments. Write it down there. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please do a brother a favor and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification so that you will be notified when the next video drop. And with that being said, I want everybody stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.